is third day of our workout challenge, so if you're following along with the schedule, today is the day after Christmas. I'm going to start my timer here. I'm just going to jog a little bit to start to warm up. Today's workout is a little bit longer. It's 30 minutes. We're going to mix cardio and strength. We have light weights. Yesterday we did heavier weights. So last time we were lifting heavier weights with less reps. Today we're going to be increasing the reps, but the weights are a lot lighter. Go ahead and step touch. Warm up the side a little bit. You can add a little stretch as you go back and forth, just to open up. I can kind of feel that between my hips and my rib cage. Go ahead, pull back. So 5 sets of 5 minutes. The first 2 sets are all going to be focused on lower body with the cardio intervals. The second 2 sets will be upper body with cardio intervals. Just a couple knees. And we're going to grab our light weights for the first move. So you can go light, you can go medium. We aren't jumping with them today. You're going to drop it and twist. Drop into a squat and twist. When you're squatting, the weight's in your heels and your butt's going nice and far back. You don't want to ever let your knees go over your toes. I'm going to slow down a little. It is the day after Christmas. I did have way too much salty food yesterday. It was delicious, but it was really salty. So I feel like I really need to hydrate today. Flush some of the salt out. A few more seconds. We're still going back and forth. It's a really good little core. Your heart rate will come up because we've got some big muscles moving here. Okay, let's put the weights down. And I'm going to set this. We've also got cardio. Okay, this round's cardio. So it's a jack with a squat. Jack, then squat. Jack, squat. If you don't like this, if this is too much, if you don't like the squats, especially after we just did squats, you can just do jacks. If you don't like to jump, then you don't even have to do jacks. You can just do singles, okay? That way one foot stays on the ground, so it's lower impact. You can combine that. Okay, lots of choices. You need to go right where it feels right for you, which is probably going to be different than it is for me. Couple more seconds. We have these little transitions in between. 10-second transitions. All right, pick a leg. One leg's going to be your planted leg. You're going to do a curtsy lunge here. So I'm going to keep the weights in both hands. Curtsy back and bring the elbow to knee. If the balance is hard, you can leave your foot on the ground. But your arms are making a nice little rainbow. Squeeze the obliques. Bring it nice and low. It's not a fast move. It's a very controlled move. If you don't have little weights, water bottles are a really good alternative choice. They're about £1 pound each. You'll still feel some of this because, again, they're so long. Woo, lost my balance on that one. It's okay. If I lose my balance, I just start again. All right. Weights down. All right. We got our next cardio. Next cardio is just a little bit of a shuffle. So it's a cross between a shuffle and a skater. And we're shuffle and tap. Shuffle, 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 tap. Remember, the lower you go, the higher your heart rate because you're working your muscles. I say I can't talk into this. Dun, 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 dun. Back. Sorry, I think I got off a beat there earlier. So these are going to continue to be our 2 cardios. I don't like cardio to get too complicated because all you really need is to get your heart rate up. A few more seconds. Last one. Good. All right. That same leg that was standing. I love this move. It's a challenge. Same standing leg. Weights are going to come either to your side or here. You're going to lunge, pulse, pulse, pulse. Then hold your core tight, transfer the weight to your heel, and come up for a balance. Lunge, 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 balance. Lunge, 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 balance. That transfer is really good for your core because you have to move all of your weight from one leg to the other. You won't get a whole ton of these, that's okay. Go at your own pace. Should start to feel the standing leg especially. Woo. Last time. I'm gonna finish it. Finish it out. Good. All right. Weights down for a moment. Take the leg that was just the standing leg. Heel down, toe up. We got a break here. Take the same leg, bring it up carefully. We talked about this the other day. Don't let your leg put pressure on your kneecap. Go ahead, pull the toe up and that down. And then the same leg. We're only stretching this leg. We'll stretch the other one next time because we got the same exact round. But this time we're going to do it on the other leg. Okay, shake it out. Come back down for your weights. Again, we got that twist move. So it's a squat and twist. If you don't want to go as deep in the squat, just make it shallow and twist. If the balance is an issue, then don't lift your knee. Just squat, twist without the knee. But I'm going to add the knee in. That's going to get your heart rate up. Keep in mind, every time that your knee goes up, that's core work, okay? You're pulling your knee up, but you're pulling your belly button to your spine while you're doing that. That way you can protect your back, control all the muscles in there. So obviously I'm breathing fairly heavily. Hopefully you have music loud enough to cover that noise. A few more seconds here, and then we're going to put the weights down for cardio. No jumping with weights today. 3, 2, 1. Weights are down. All right, it's the jack with or without the squat. I'm going to keep the squat in. In 2, 1. So jack, squat, together. Jack, squat, together. So I put together kind of a gate swing and a jack because it's so long, right? It's 50 seconds. So to go really, really all out, you usually keep those intervals to 20 or 30 seconds. So it's a little bit more sustained, high heart rate. Should be in a cardio zone, but it should kind of stay in a cardio zone, even when we move to other exercises. Couple more. Again, you can always go faster than me or slower than me, whatever works for you. There it is. All right, weights. Other leg's gonna be the standing leg this time, okay? So I got both weights here. I'm gonna make that arc, curtsy squat, arch to the side. Really lost my balance there. This is my worst side with balance. So I need to go pretty slow to control it. So we got lots of core work, even though this is the leg set, which we'll build on later. Whoop. Didn't quite make that one. Remember, you can always tap right there. You still want to get an oblique squeeze. A little arc with the weights. Just a few more seconds. So I start with the other leg. Ah, good. All right. Those little shuffles of the tap. Sometimes I change my rhythm. Sometimes if I have music going, I change it. Again, make it easy. Shuffle, 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 back. nice and low if you want more leg work. About 15 seconds. Wait for the timer. There it is. Whew. I was too busy looking at that one. Good. All right. Last move for legs. Same standing leg. Again, have your weights here. You can have them here. We're going to drop, pulse, pulse. Shift the weight to your front heel and balance. Drop, drop, drop. Hold it tight. Core work comes in there for the balance. Drop, drop, bring it up. Always try to work a couple muscle groups within an exercise whenever I can. It saves time, which I don't always have a lot of. This week I actually have some. We're not traveling or anything this year for Christmas, so it's a little quieter and slower for me. I'm going to finish this last one. I'm going to bring it up. Whoop. Good. All right, put the weights down for a moment. We're going to stretch the other leg, right? So the one that was just standing, heel down, toe up. Got plenty of time. Give us about a minute in between 5-minute sets. Okay, bring that up. All right, so that was lower body. We're moving to upper body. One of my favorite upper body moves is a push-up. They work your back, they work your arms, they work your chest. They're pretty awesome. All right, once you got that stretched down, again, nothing, no pressure on your kneecap. Pull the foot back, stretch out the quad. Whew. You are gonna need those little weights again, so don't let them get too far. And I'm just gonna tilt this a little bit. All right, our first move is gonna be a push-up. So come on down, I'm gonna show you how this push-up's gonna work. You can go from your knees, again, your stomach's just tight. You're gonna pulse, 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 then push back through to a child's pose. You can do it from your toes, pulse, pulse, sit back through. Remember, it's 50 seconds. So you're gonna get quite a few. Again, from your knees. I like my knees sometimes because I can actually get my chest so much deeper when I do it that way. Go for one more on my toes here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Bring it back. Holding down at that lower part really, really helps it burn a little bit more. Okay, that's your last one. Bring your hands in, pop on up to your feet. You got jacks and squats again, or just jacks. Or if you're really feeling it, you can just do squats too. There we go, jack, squat, jack. So like I said, I'm keeping the cardio the same, just so we don't have to overthink it, especially when we're on vacation. We want to sweat, we want to work, but we don't want it to be too complicated. Make sure that you've been drinking your water. I have been actually doing pretty well. I hit 8 glasses the last 2 days, and today I've already had 1, which I usually just drink coffee all morning. So that's an improvement for me. Couple more. There it is, last one. Grab your weights. All right, light weights, long time. So we're gonna do a little welcome. If you want, you can come down to a little bit of a squat. We're gonna bring your hands out, open them up, out, open them up. So palms are up, the weights are sort of resting. And at first it's gonna feel really easy. Open, scoop, open, scoop, scoop, open, scoop, scoop, Scoop it, open, scoop, open. Almost done. Good. So that's a little bit of bicep work, but it's a different kind of work. Our usual, we did biceps this way yesterday. That works in a little bit different way. All right, there's a little shuffle, 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 top. Keep going, more than halfway done. Remember, the lower you go and the more space you cover, the better burn you're gonna get. A few more seconds, about 6 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, light weights again. This time, last time we had palms up. This time palms are down. So roll it back. We're gonna come up. You're gonna come in, out, T. In, back, out, T. In, back, out, T. In, back, out, T. In, back. Try to hold them as high and as straight as you can. All right, we're about halfway through. We're gonna lose the press back. We're just gonna do the front and out to the side. If you wanna keep the pull back in, you can. This is gonna be a little bit harder. Palms are facing down. Just a couple more. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, that was that round. So our next round, we're gonna start with push-ups again and scoot that so that we have an angle. You gotta rest here. So roll back, clasp your hands in the back, and pull down and up. I know that doesn't make sense, right? So down first, and then up. So it's kind of as back as you can. Come on, down. Little standing cat-cow, release your back. Again, standing cat-cow, release, and then just twist out. Should get your hips in here, because we're gonna go back down to the floor in a few seconds. Couple more. All right, let's start transitioning down to the floor. Again, pulse as low as you can. So my hands are out, just past the mat. My fingertips are past the mat. I'm on my knees. Stomach is tight. Pulse, so nice and low. Then press up and back. For this one, I'm going to give you the option of taking out the child's pose and just press up, then go back to the pulse push-up. Again, I'm doing this from my knees because I like the range of motion better. If you're on your toes, just make sure that your back is staying straight. I'm going to go ahead and pop just one of these child's poses back in there. You can do it every time. You can do it sometimes. Just 10 more seconds. Last time. Now I really feel it. Good. Bringing it back. Coming up. All right. Cardio. 2 more minutes of cardio total. This cardio is going to be the jacks. Whoop, with the squat option. Jack and squat. Whew, feels long now. First one felt pretty easy. Three more seconds. Good, light weights. All right, palms are still in. Sorry, palms are still up. This time we're just gonna reverse the order. So, you're gonna come out, scoop it in, bring it up and around. Scoop it back, up and around. A lot of mobility. We're working some really small muscles in your shoulder, throughout your rotator cuff. Make sure that your weights are good for you. I usually say 1 to 3. Some of you might be doing this with a 5. I'm still around a 3 to keep my form good. If I get a 5, I can get through it, but not with really good form. So I think it's better, good, to go lighter but keep the distance. Okie doke. One more set of these. Little shuffles with a tap back. Here we go. Halfway. If you can get a little lower, go a little faster. Almost done. 6 seconds. 2 and 1. Good. Weights. Shoulders down and back. Nice posture. And do a little split stance. Up, arm pull back. Out, open, together. In, out, open, together. In, out. So it's almost like it's a lighter weight, a longer duration. So this just builds a little more endurance. All right, we're gonna take that pull out and we're just gonna come together to a T. Together, T. Together. Open it. Open. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, roll it back. All right, we're gonna hit the floor for abs. So heart rate shouldn't be too high. I purposely end it with not a heart rate thing. So we have a few seconds here. We're just gonna stretch again. Roll back. This time come up. Stretch through a tricep. Stretch through the other tricep. Bring your arms down, open, thumbs up. And then thumbs down, thumbs up, and down. All right, we got planks to start with. We're gonna do some planks, then we're gonna roll over. So for your plank, I'm gonna go high plank on this one. So I'm up on my hands. I'm gonna be doing shoulder taps. It's actually a pretty long time for shoulder taps. I'll add in some options as we go, but we're gonna be up nice and high, butt is low, and then the tap comes like this. Shoulder tap, down. There we go. Tap your shoulder, drop. Tap, drop. Tap, drop. The key here, and what I'm trying to do with mixed success, is I'm trying to keep my body in alignment, even though my hands are moving. If you want, you can come all the way up and do a salute up to the forehead. That's going to be a little harder because you're going to have to keep the balance, even with less stability, when your arm comes higher. A few more seconds. I'm going to go back to shoulder. It's not fast. It's controlled. 3, 2, 1. Just drop for a second. All right, we've got a pike to plank. So for a pike to plank, we're going to be here. Hands are going to come down. And from our toes, you're going to lift your hips up to a nice down dog or pike, and then back down to plank. So up nice and high, and then back down. If you want, you can add on here by taking one knee out to the same elbow. Then plank it back, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Again, still not fast. Does not need to be fast to be effective. Sometimes speed is your enemy, because then you just push through with momentum and your muscle control isn't as good. Oh, my shirt is riding up here. Last one. There we go. Come back down to your knees. All right, we are on the ground. So let's start with my weights and do a tug of war on this one. So I got my weights. I'm going to pull back with my right, touch my right elbow, bring it back up. Pull down and up. Elbow to mat, bring it up. So there's a twist. Elbow to mat, elbow to mat. Little oblique. Still working the front of your core as well. Ooh, my watch just said something. Probably closed my exercise ring. A few more. 2, and 1. Good. Come on down all the way to your back. We're going to use one weight here. So we're going to come around, catch the weight, switch, catch on the other leg. Ooh, I did this to practice earlier, and it wasn't so bad when I didn't do the rest of the set. But now my shoulders really feel it, actually. So you have to get up high enough to pass. Leg can be out. If you don't like that, if that's too hard, then you can do the same thing. Just tap your toe to the ground instead of reaching it out. Still have about 10 more seconds. And then we're going to drop the weight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring your knees into your chest just for a second. You're going to bring your feet so that the bottom of your feet are together and your knees are out. We're going to press out, and when we come back in, we're going to squeeze the elbows to the knees. Out and in. Out. So there's a little inner thigh work here. There's a lot of ab work. I'm pretty high here. If you've got more strength, you can go nice and low, close to the mat. Or you can go even higher and basically come straight up. Just when you come in here, elbows to knees for that little crunch. Trying for about a 45-degree angle. That's my goal. If I can get a little lower, I do. But never at the expense of my back, right? My back needs to stay planted on the ground. If I come here and it causes me to arch my back, then that's not good. You want to keep your back just about on the mat. Of course, there's a little bit of an arch. Okay, bring it in. Roll up. Twist out to one side. Should feel your hip open here. Twist to the other side. Come on up. Super fast. We're going to breathe in, dive down. Remember, I like to stretch as I go a little bit. Those little recoveries in there, I like to make them active recoveries so that, again, we don't have to spend all day working out. Up, this time come back. Clasp your hands behind. Still going to come down. Think about your head going straight to the wall in front of you, right above your toes. Come on up. Get a quick quad stretch on each side. I'm always going to encourage stretching, so after this, you can stretch again for a few more minutes. You can wait a little while, shower, stretch again after you shower. But you usually want to stretch a couple times a day. This isn't really enough, like at any workout. You really need a good 10, 15 minutes of just stretching. Activity completed. We're done. All right. I'm going to turn this off. Oh, maybe. Yep, there we go. All right, have a great day, guys.